Morning, it's Darren from DeVille Vinyl. Going to do an update. It's been a while. Got a couple things to show. I got some stuff from Bandcamp and where else? I think just some stuff online I got. Going to start with this first. I picked up this book. Now I've read a few biographies of Bon Scott. I got a couple of them, but I haven't gotten around to this book. This is probably one of the most famous Bon Scott books, or infamous. Jesse Fink's The Last Highway, The Untold Story of Bon Scott, and AC/DC's Back in Black. Now, I probably mentioned before, I'm a believer that I think Bon wrote Back in Black. Most of it, I think. Never gave that any thought. I've always believed the story that was out there for so long, and until I started reading some of his biographies, never gave it any thought. But then once that seed was planted, I started, every time I listened to Back in Black after that, I mean, the lyrics are just, to me, from Back in Black on, anything after Back in Black just does not match it as far as the lyrics go. They just sound like Bon. The double entendres in those lyrics, typical Bon Scott stuff, the cleverness. Yeah, and then so I guess Brian, I mean, he stopped writing lyrics in the 80s. You know, he left it up to Angus and Malcolm. But I mean, if Brian actually wrote the lyrics, if he was such a great lyricist to write back in that album, why would they choose not to use him moving forward? I mean, he only supposedly did a couple records after this one, so that's that. So I'm going to dive into this and read that. So I'll show my Bandcamp stuff first. These are some CDs. This is a band called, I was just cruising around on Bandcamp. I was looking at progressive metal. I think I'm on a progressive metal kick. So I found this band. They're out of Philly, Parias. So this is their latest release, The Signal Heard Throughout Space. This is a concept CD, sci-fi type of stuff. When I saw this, you could buy this separately, but then they had a package where you could buy their previous release for only a couple bucks more, so it was a no-brainer for me. And this one's the Eldritch Realm. So now they're both progressive metal. Well, it's really dark, isn't it? They're both, let me turn up this light here. Maybe that'll help. They're both progressive metal, but this album here has your death metal vocals. There's some low guttural vocals, and then there's some screaming, which it's a nice combination of the two. I think it works. Not a real big fan of that low guttural throughout a whole song. I just can't get past that. This is pretty good though. Good combination of both. And this is a complete change. Mainly clean vocals on this, with a touch of some screaming and some low guttural stuff. Both great progressive metal though. Really enjoying these. Next one I got, now this has got to be one of the cheesiest band names and album covers I've ever seen. Let me take it out. Again, cruising through Bandcamp. Now this is just straightforward heavy metal. They're called Devotion. Look at that album. I mean, this looks like some cheesy record from the 80s. But this is great. This is straightforward heavy metal, Headspace Astronaut it's called. Now the vocals kind of remind me of kind of punkish. He is singing, it's a scream sing type of thing going on, but kind of like a punky flavor to him. Now on Bandcamp, you know, you could put in some comments, so for a heck of it I said, hey guys, do you mind signing the record for me? And this guy signed it. No one else did. Maybe they weren't around, I don't know. But that one guy signed it. Came with a insert with the lyrics. A good straightforward metal. Let's see here. I think this is just on black vinyl. Nothing going on there. Next one, this is called, I think these guys are from Philly too, if I remember right. They're called Summerland Dream Killers. I like this matte finish on this. Again, this is just straightforward heavy metal. Insert, there's the band with lyrics. Now I got this on Bandcamp, but this is on Relapse Records, so I guess you could probably go to Relapse and get it as well. Alright, so picked this up. This was at a good price. Don't really need to say much. Testament, Souls of Black. It's the Music on Vinyl edition. Got this at a really good price. I think I found it on eBay. And then, so, not a real, when it comes to death metal and black metal, it's the vocals that, I guess it's like most people that can't get through those subgenres. I like when they do a mix of like clean vocals with death metal, black and metal stuff, but a lot of it is hard for me to get through. But there are some bands out there, like I just showed you, the Pariahs, I do like that, and this band here, I know everyone's been showing this, and so I gave them a shot. And there's something about it, I think it's because the vocals sit back in the mix, they're not like in your face. But yeah, Hell Ripper. Picked this one up. This is the one that is only one-sided. The other side is etched. I do enjoy this. Now this, I put this on and right away, first thing that comes to mind for me is Motorhead. And there's a little bit of, I think there's a little bit of touch of some Megadeth in there on the riffs. A little touch of that going on there, but I think mainly Motorhead with obviously vocals aren't. I know this has been described as black and roll. I think that's not a bad description. And I picked up this is their latest, Hell Ripper, The Affair of the Poisons. Picked that one up as well. Been enjoying both. Like I said, I think it's because the vocals are sitting back in the mix. They're not in your face. I can enjoy it. So that's all I got. Sunday morning here in Pennsylvania. Phillies lost the World Series last night. I think they ran out of steam. They went out like they came out like a steamroller, and then they got to the World Series and they kind of ran out of steam. But there's always next year, right? That's the saying. Just like with my Flyers here, there's always next year. Take care, guys.